guys, welcome to another episode of Lifetalkpod with Bami, where we share life situations about ourselves, experiences, and everything that goes on in our daily lives. Today we're talking about things women don't always say out loud. The topic is the silent battles women fight, the insecurities, the mental health, body image, and the unspoken struggles that they face daily. Because the truth is, too many women are carrying too much alone. Society tells us to be strong, to be independent, to be nurturing, to be habituous, so many things, but all at the same time. And in the middle of it all, we forget that we also are human beings. It is okay to not have it all together. It's okay to need help, to need rest, to need grace, to need some time alone. So this conversation is about breaking that silence. It's about peeling back the layers of perfection, creating space for honesty, healing, self-worth, you know, everything that has to do with mental health struggles. Today I have with me three wonderful and amazing ladies, from Joke to Rebecca to Anna or Sheun. How are you guys doing now?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Ah, the other two are not doing great. I don't understand. You cannot.
Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, thank you for
Oh,
inviting.
I'm
we thank God
fine
though.
too. I'm just tired, but I'm good. Thank you.
I don't know why I put this Sheun legs. So, you guys can introduce yourself from Joke to Rebecca to Showing. Just introduce yourself a bit so that the audience can get to know you guys. Then from there, we can just go into the conversation briefly.
All right. So, hi everyone. My name is Adijoke, and yeah, you've had me here before. I'm back to be here again. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Um,
Okay, my name is Rebecca, and what do I do? A little bit about me. I am an entrepreneur and I work for the government. So
thank you.
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Oluwaseun. I'm a corporate auditor. And
Ah,
yeah, so thanks, Bami, for inviting me.
corporate auditor. Well done. No. So, I don't want to just like briefly like try to talk about this topic, the introduction, like what it means when you hear this phrase "silent battles." Joker, what comes to your mind personally when you hear that phrase "silent battles"? Joker,
All right. Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. We can
Okay.
hear you.
So for me, silent battles are like things that we cannot really share with the next person beside us. They are hidden struggles. They are things that we cannot randomly just speak about. They are things that we deal with personally, mentally, physically, emotionally, even sometimes spiritually as well. So there are things that we people just we camouflage on ourselves and be like, okay, everything is fine. But deep down, things are not really going right, and we cannot just share those kind of things. So those are like struggles, hidden silent battles that we face at some point in all of our lives. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. But like from that definition now, or the
Yeah.
if you could if you could describe some unspoken struggles that women face in one word, what would it be?
Okay. So in one word, mm, okay. Don't let me say in one word because I'm not really a person of short words. I try to shorten it a bit. So, um, eating struggles can be like your body shape. For example, I'm married. When I gave birth, before I had my baby, I was like a size, I think size 10, and suddenly 6 months into my after giving birth postpartum, I suddenly became size 12. And you can imagine how I dealt with that. You can imagine, sometimes they even feel like, some person feel like, why is her stomach not going down? Why is this thing not happening to her? Why is she this still big and still looking like, oh, she's still pregnant and all of those things? I cannot just literally just bring that out and let people know, okay, this is what I'm facing. Sometimes I had to, we're going to get there. We have to have like emotional support, so that it doesn't ruin your mental health. So yeah, if you ask me from my own perspective, I'll say that was like a silent struggle. That was like an eating struggle that I had to face.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. So the way we like to do things here on Live Talk Pod with Bami is like we go into the topic segment by segment. So
Yeah.
the first segment I titled it like the eating struggles. So Sheun, what do you think are the most common insecurities some ladies can face today or women face today?
So you're muted.
Yeah, sure, yes, you're muted. I can't hear you. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. I had
Oh,
to do
thank
that
you.
because of background noise. Yeah, so I'll say some of the eating struggles, like Joker mentioned earlier, could be body shape. It could also be aging, like as women grow, and it could also be in terms of in workspaces, eating struggles of like wanting to overperform, right? Because you are just a woman. So
Mm,
there's a way. So I'll start with the body shape one. I know Joker touched on that, right? So yeah, I'm not married, but like one thing that I've learned is that like your body, even if you don't have, I'm not married and I don't have a child yet, but even for some people that they've not even had children, right? What your body is when you're in your 20s isn't the same as what your body would be when you're in your 30s. So you tend to start like seeing like changes. It might be like, yeah, it might be like you're adding more weight than usual.
Mm.
And then people don't, because you are already used to like that part of your body, then you look at the mirror and you're like, oh, this person, like maybe you don't recognize this person. And one of the reasons why you would want to hide that is because in today's world, you will see that there's no safe space to talk about these things. People are stigmatized, and you'll be quite surprised because you would believe that a fellow woman should be able to understand like another woman, but that's not usually the case because these days women just want to compete against
Against
themselves.
children.
Do you get?
Yeah.
And for the men, why people would say, oh, the man should understand better when your fellow woman cannot understand you better, it's much harder for another man to understand because the first person that should understand a woman better should be another woman. But we don't get that today. Yeah, so that would be another reason why people want to hide that. And another eating struggle is also aging. The truth is, as you just go like on in life, like because you are aging, like different things start to set in. Like I remember when a friend of mine told me like she's in her 30s and she was like, oh, these days she just have like bad body pains, waist pain,
mm,
and it's something she doesn't have like when she was in her 20s. Or some days like she just has like some kind of feelings like in her maybe like private part you get. But all these things also kind of affect like our daily lives, and
mm,
it's not something you talk about like because in like some spaces they expect that you should be able to manage that should not maybe affect your interactions with people, or maybe
mm,
for like in the workspace, even if you are going through some aging could also come with like when aging makes your body change. So let's say in terms of menstrual cycle too, what you don't experience when you are younger, you may start experiencing them like as you age. But like people don't expect that these things should affect your work life, but they are there. They even affect like your productivity. But because you don't get to share those things, you just bottle them up. And I think the last one I talked about was like performance in workspace. When you go to like companies, offices, you see like men are mostly given like more opportunities, more leadership
Mm.
opportunities.
Mm.
And an average woman would want to see themselves overperforming just to be on that perceived level that a man is. And the truth is, we already have so much, like so much expectations. Like you are a woman, someone is expecting you to be a good mother, someone is expecting you to
Mhm.
be a good wife, a
Mhm.
good daughter. And then you see, like these days, when a man, maybe you have you seen on Instagram where you just see like a man taking care of a child in quotes, and people go on and say, "Oh, that's a good man. Oh, that's a good father." But that's supposed to be a man's responsibility, right? It's your child. You
Yeah.
should be able to take care of your child. But when women do
Mhm.
this, when a woman do these things, it's just expected. Like there's nothing special. If you're a good mother, if you're a good wife, they just see it as an expectation. It's not something
Mm.
laudable or something that they will commend a woman for doing. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm able to answer your question. Oh, yeah.
No, that's that. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate. But like, with all that you said, it seems like you guys judge yourselves harshly than men. Rebecca, is it the same? Like, do you think women judge themselves more harshly than men do, or is it the same level of struggles that we both face at the same time?
Hmm.
This is a very tricky one. I'm not going to say women judge themselves harshly. I'm sure men
No,
also.
when I mean judge themselves, actually, I mean
Yeah.
like with everything that like Shion said now, like okay, the factors she put into considerations that are often ignored, like you said, are not laudable by many people because they feel like okay, it is their duty as women to be able to
Mm.
undertake such responsibilities. Do you think nowadays you guys just like okay feel like it is not fair for women like to be given some level of standard and expectations than the men. Let me put it like that.
I would say by society, I think we women we get judged harshly. Why I said that is because there are so many things that a man would do and get away with that a woman dares not to do. And I'm
Like
not
what?
going
To
to go into that,
no, you have to go
but
into. You accused
I
me.
believe we live in a world where the men get away with a lot of things.
Really?
Yes.
Like what now? Just mention one. What do we get away with that you guys
So
don't
now
get
this
away with?
can be a bit controversial. For example, cheating.
Oh God.
I would I would like to say that okay, I'm a Christian, right? And
We are
judging based
I'm
off
sure we
of
are all
I'm
Christians.
sure we're all Christians. Judging
Okay.
based off of what scripture says and what we know that the Lord has told us to do, right? We know that sleeping with someone that is not your spouse or that is not your wife, either husband or wife, is wrong. Don't do it. But then
Yeah.
we live in a society where it's almost so normal for people to think all men. In fact, some go as far as saying God has created men to be like that, or it is in their nature to cheat,
Mm.
or so many things like that. And society makes it okay. You see women, full grown educated women, coming online saying, "Oh, how would I leave my husband because he cheated on me? Leave my husband to go where? Eh? All the type of, so it's okay. But then let a woman try, let the other shoe be on the other foot. It's going to be a problem." So sorry to divert. There was something that happened recently about some family that came to the UK, and the wife cheated in this case. I'm against cheating for either parties, don't get me wrong. So when the wife cheated, she got pregnant by another man,
Ah.
right? So now, you see, can you feel that reaction? Ah,
No, I
okay.
understand. How should I react to?
Okay.
Sorry.
It's so ah.
So
So when the thing happened, The man came online and was like, "Oh, look at what his wife has done. She's cheated and all of that." Somebody now said, "Oh, sorry about that. You know what to do? Just pray about it. Go to your prayer room and go and pray to God that she doesn't know what she's doing, and don't tell her to abort that pregnancy. In fact, children are a blessing from God. Accept that child. See the way it's sounding weird to you, right? Do you know what the person is trying to do? He's trying to say, if it happens to a woman and her husband impregnates a man, that's what they will tell her to do. Go and pray. Oh, children are a gift from God. Oh, you cannot leave your... So now it's the other way. So they are telling the husband to do the same thing. I could see the reaction of Bami when I was saying that. He was like, oh,
No,
absolutely not.
my reaction is on the basis that like two wrongs doesn't make it right. The fact that like somebody condones something doesn't mean that they're going to condone your own. Everybody has different
That's exactly
um
my point. I'm
yeah,
saying
that's
is
what I'm
that
saying. Like,
for a woman, if it happens to a woman and the man has done something like that, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. It happens. Pray about it. Oh, fight against every spirit of Jezebel that wants to come and take your house and all of that. But then if it's the case of it's the woman that has done it,
mm,
ah, send her out of her house. She's done the worst thing. And don't get me wrong, me, I just believe if it is bad, it is bad. I don't care whether you're a man, I don't care whether you're a woman, it is bad, it is bad. So to answer your
mm,
question, yes, I do believe that women we are judged harshly, and there's just
mm,
this expectation that has been placed on us to be this, to be that, to be this, to be that, to be the
mm.
one to keep the home together, to be the one to do this, to be a virtuous woman, to be a good woman. So it's as far as I was telling someone which day, literally when I was growing up, almost all I knew about was how to be a good wife. After
Yes.
your education, how to be a good wife. If you're like teaching you how to cook, they're teaching you how to cook because so that you can cook for your husband. Oh, when you're respectful. Oh, so that you can be able to be respectful for your mother-in-law or to be a good wife.
You don't want to
Everything.
be responsible to your mother-in-law before
I'm
you.
just saying. Everything we've been trained from small on how to be a good wife. Oh, buy lolly oko, to buy daily oko, eh. Sorry for putting Yoruba in. Oh, if you do this thing,
Don't put your Bible because it's an international
I
podcast. They will
know,
not
but
understand
like
what
I'm just saying, okay, what I'm trying to say is they'll be like, oh, this thing you're doing it for your husband's house. Oh, if you don't wash plates well, you didn't wash plates well. How will you cope and get your husband's house? But who give this man this training? Do you guys get trained to be a good husband? I don't think so.
yes,
Do you?
actually.
You don't. Not
It-
in not in all cases. You lot are trained to
I don't understand. Wait. Don't accuse anybody here.
not
It's
everybody.
not even
I'm saying
first
in
of all.
most cases.
No. You can't say that we are not trained.
Most
Some
cases.
people, well, like I think there was a pastor that said that like the people that were not trained by the parents in their own time are the ones that are now trying to train people that don't have the qualities of which they are trying to impact on the children. Everybody's
Mm,
not the same. If you're from a good home, you should be able to like portray the values of your home outside. You know, I should feel so because the values actually depict or show the kind of way you were brought up or the kind of things that were imbibed in you while growing up. Men are supposed to be everything you said. I understand it, but you don't just like how will I put it? We were trained to be maybe for Misha. Let me put it. Misha. I think it's been like an hammering on things that I need to be able to do. The cooking you said, I think growing up, my mom made sure that everybody she can't be cooking and you be in the parlor watching TV. Everybody must come and you know contribute to the kitchen and look how it's being done.
mm,
It's not just because of your wife or anything, at least to show some level of independence. So when I went to uni,
mm.
I was able to fend for myself. I was able to cook for myself. I was able to do a lot of things for myself. It's a skill that you must be able to stay to be able to independent, which I understand. But my own the follow up question I have now is why do these struggles often stay instead of being discussed openly? Why do people don't want to discuss about these struggles that you guys are facing mainly? Why do society or people don't openly want to discuss? And if they want to discuss about it, it's always been biased. It's like there's a tug of war between the male and the female. and it creates a lot of rancor and disunity amongst ourselves.
I think it's the way society, like we've been conformed for long about how a woman should be, how a man should be, and how women are the keep peace holder, are the this, they are the that. So I believe why it's so strange now is women are learning to stand up for themselves. Women are learning nowadays to fight for themselves. Women are learning nowadays to be like, no, this is not right. I want to, I don't want this. They are learning to have a voice. And I think society is trying to adjust to that, because I can say back in those days, especially coming from where we come from, i- women don't really have a voice. So I believe
Shey,
that's
you
why
agree with that, Abi?
sometimes.
Because you are just nodding your head.
I agree with that 100%.
You are just nodding your head in
No, I
agreement.
agree what she's saying is actually spot on.
Ah,
So men don't
okay.
like that. They don't like the fact that a woman is saying, this, or so that's why it's always like a gender war if you
Mm,
see it online or thereabout.
mm,
But I believe
mm.
some men are already they're already following the we still have a long way to go. We still have a very, very long way to go. But we are getting there.
Ah, thank you
We are
very much.
getting there. We have started.
Okay. It's good like that we have started. I wanted to ask one more question, but you already answered it in your, the answers you gave. Like, I wanted to know how cultural and societal expectations are to the silent battles that women. So you said something about, women being trained to be able to be more respectful to their husband, to be able to serve their husband, to do things because of their husband, their mother-in-laws. I don't think it's the case nowadays, though, but, what we give, we give. So I wanted to move to the mental health and emotional pressure that So I wanted to know why is there um the experiences that of the mental health struggles. Why is it different from the men? Why um is there still stigma around women admitting to anxiety, depression, being born out? Like you said, I think most women in their husbands' house, like not most of them, some of them experience this, and they're like, maybe they don't have they feel the need not to be able to speak out because of society and what society will say. Okay, so how do you think women experience mental health struggles differently from men?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you now. Your laptop did what? Is she there?
Yeah. I think she's having issues with her laptop battery.
Okay.
So Anna can answer the
Yes,
question.
I have to say thank you as for helping me to. Anna, 'cause I had to ask her.
So the question is,
Okay, Joke has come back. Are you back now, Joke?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Can you hear? Yes. Oh yeah. You can answer.
Okay. So I think somebody wanted to go, so I can quickly get my what's it called? My stops plugged.
No, you can just quickly answer the question. Then you can get your source
All
plugged.
right,
Because I wanted you to answer that.
all right, that's fine. So yes, please, yes, please. I need to charge these things. Can you still hear me?
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
yes, we can hear you.
Oh my God.
All this one will be cut away from the. Sheon, please go.
So the question is, how is the
How like
the
the struggle?
the struggles, the
Yeah.
mental health struggles that women experience, how is it
Mm,
different from those
yeah.
men
But how
experience?
is it different from how it affect the men? Yeah.
Oh, I would say like you know, I know Rebecca talked about this conformance, right? And it's part of how like women have been shaped, right? So, for example, I would say let me say one of the mental health issues uh, that a woman will struggle with will be maybe, for example, let's say anxiety, right?
Mm,
So, if a woman is struggling with that, we all know that that would probably affect how a woman would tend to, especially let's say a family woman, would tend to their children and maybe tend to their home and all of that. But for a man, if a man is experiencing anxiety issue, for example, nobody is expecting him to still be there maybe 24/7 for the children because they would normally not do that, right? In quotes, like that's not like an expectation for a man. But if a woman is struggling with something like that and they have like a family to take care of, like is they have to bottle it up because they're actually expected to be the empathetic one. So
Mm.
Mm.
yes, because so a woman that is having anxiety issue now, they can't speak about it because other people is relying on them for
Mm.
emotional support when
Mm.
you are the one currently in need of that emotional support. So
Mm.
for you to come out and say that is like a sign of weakness is, and women can get, a woman can get stigmatized for that. And there's also the part where when you are experiencing mental health issues, it boils down to a woman is lazy. So
Who
Mm.
says so?
yes, no, you've not seen like there are times when let's say okay, a woman has menstrual pains or cramps, and there are still people still expect you to be able to perform your chores and all of that, and then someone comes around and say, oh, you are just acting lazy. And then
Mm.
some people from the perspective of men, I've seen a man say, oh, when my mom was going through this, she was still able to take care of us. Do you get?
Mm.
Yeah, so the fact that maybe fine, we all say that women go through these struggles, but the struggles are
Mm.
different and is relevant to different like individuals. So what you go through might not be what people
The same.
Rebecca go through, it might not be what I go through. So you
Mm.
cannot then come to compare your mother to another woman. So for example, I would also use like let's say
But I think it's women supporting women now, so why can't I?
I would also use the issue of PCOS, for example, the polycystic ovary
Oh.
syndrome, for example. So no one has been able to say, oh, this is the cause, this is why a
Mm-hmm.
woman has PCOS. Yeah, some
Mm-hmm.
people say it's genetic, but we know like this thing leads to you can start having hairs on your like maybe your face, or
Mm-hmm.
then you can start like maybe just adding weight, and
Yeah.
even going to the gym would not help that, or you
Mm-hmm.
can just start getting tired. So as a woman, these things affect like your daily life. And I want to
Mm-hmm.
say like for men, I'm not a man, but I would say most of the mental health issues men go through is mainly financial, or
Money.
being,
Yes.
yes, or just being able to prove that, oh, I'm a man.
I'm
And
a
the
man.
truth is what they have to do in that aspect is they will keep looking for how to work and make money or something like that. But for a woman, for a woman, these things affect like your day-to-day life. It affects like,
What? Sorry. What do you mean prove that you're a man?
yes, because for men I feel like these days, the major way a man proves that he's a man is when he has money. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
is when he has money, when he feels like, oh, I can provide for this person, oh, I can do this for my family.
Mm.
They think it's all about money. And I'm not a man, so I stand to be corrected.
It's not. It's not all about
80%,
money. It's not all about money.
yeah,
It's all
maybe you
about
can
being
school
It's
of
all about being
value.
responsible.
Yes, being responsible, but being, you people see being responsible as being able to provide.
Okay.
Exactly.
No, am I lying?
Yes, you
No.
are.
Okay,
No, you're not.
no, I'm not, because that's the way we
Ah,
see it.
what do you know you are not? Yes, you are. Because
Okay,
I can say that.
I'm listening to you.
No, it's not just about being able to provide, being able to protect for your family, being able to nurture your children in a way that yes, they are good ambassadors to the society. These are men face different pressures than women. I accept, but
Mhm.
it's not just about financial
See,
capabilities. It is more than that.
all those nurturing that you talk about, do people only think the way to prove that you are nurturing is when you are able to still provide for those children? How many man would think, oh, me waking up, yes, now, how many like the male species, how many people would think, okay, now the men of this generation are
Not species, put gender, big.
gender, sorry, 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 the male gender, like they are trying to like catch up. Yes, I understand they are better than like most of our parent generation.
Oh,
We
way
still,
better. They are doing their best.
yes, they are doing their best, but still, some men still think that them being empathetic, nurturing, like maybe they wake up in the morning, dress their children for school, should be what their wife should do as long as they are able to
Mm-hmm.
provide. And
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
just like the general expectation. I'm not disputing that now some men are like coming up and
No, I'm fine.
trying
It's
to do
fine.
better. But I'm just trying to tell you,
I'll
like,
invite 3 men to come and talk about our own. Don't
like
worry.
over time, that's how like the mental health issues. That's how it is different for a woman and a man. A man
Yeah, I
would
understand.
easily, like maybe they may men tend to say, oh, they don't like to speak up about or whatever they are going through. But the truth is, what they are going through is usually about. For a
Okay.
woman, what they are going through, PCOS, for example, if you are experiencing PCOS, there's a chance that you might not be able to conceive. And a woman is just there scared that, oh, if I even discuss this with this person, it has not been proven that they can actually not conceive, but people will go ahead to say, oh, this person is barren. Do you get? Yeah, so
I get. I want to. Yeah, I've heard all your points. I just want to move on and know how um what role, since you have mentioned all these struggles now. So what role does faith, spirituality, therapy play in helping women navigate all these mental struggles that you just laid out for us? All these, like for example, what role does spirituality, faith? Because I know that yes, I think the women are more spiritual and more faith filled than men. Most times they are those that attend the churches, that one that go
Why?
for church program. What?
Why?
Now I'm not saying like I feel like they're the ones that go for these programs, for churches programs,
so
for
for
spiritual
example,
programs.
when you are talking about role, I believe therapy to help. Like if women should go for therapy, yeah, therapy should help. In terms of
But therapy is not how will I put it? It is not how will I, it is not promoted mainly in Africa.
it's not, yeah, that's because of our traditions, right? It's what we've been conformed to over time. If you
Okay.
go to Western worlds these days is different and people have started adapting that culture in like back home, like in Africa. People have started
Mm,
seeing the need to like speak up, talk to a therapist. In the past, when you mention, oh, I want to talk to a therapist or something, people be like, oh, what are you going through? That's like, can't you just talk to God about it? And while
Mm.
I'm a Christian, I understand like the importance of speaking to God, right? I also believe that some of these emotional struggles is good when you share it with a
mm,
professional. You can get help. If you think you don't have a safe space, maybe your friends or your family, your
mm,
husband, your partner, they may not
mm,
totally understand what you are going through. Yeah, it's alright to
mm.
seek professional help, and I think these days that like statistically that's helping, like
Oh.
yeah, talking to therapists, yeah, has been
Mm,
helpful. In terms of spirituality, yeah, I would say women should know God for themselves, right? Because I've seen cases where even in churches these days, people will tell you it's a woman's responsibility. For example, yeah, in the scripture, I know there's a part that says a wise woman builds her home, right? But a wise woman building her home does, I don't think it boils down to you just boiling everything up. And even if you're dying, you can't speak up because people have a way that they translate scriptures these days. And but in terms of church, you've seen spiritual authority even tell women that, oh, you just have to do this, that's not that's not I don't think that's helpful. Telling someone they just have to
mm.
do something, that's not a solution. So people just do that, and at a point they break down, and
Oh,
then
thank you.
someone is like, oh, she's not usually like this, then all of a sudden, why are they this way? Because that woman has not been speaking up, because what she has learned is that she should just try to manage everything on our own. Yeah, I don't
Thank
know
you.
if that answered your question.
It answered a lot of questions because we are looking at the time. It answered a lot of very questions, and thank you so much. So Joke, I wanted to go to Rebecca, but let me have because you've just been silent and going off and on. So like, how do work demands, relationship pressures, family expectations? You are the married woman there, have you? The two of so let me ask the married woman: family expectations, relationship pressure, pressure from in-laws, work demands. How do all these now shapes a woman's mentality? How does it contribute to the mental struggles that you guys, tend to, well, I don't say tend, like, can have?
All right. Thank you so much once again. So, let me bring up something. I like to personalize things a lot. I like to tell my story because from telling your story, I'm not a therapist, but I have someone who's like a mentor, who is a therapist, and she says that when you tell your story, it's a sign of healing. It means that you're already healing, you're in the process of healing. So, because there are some traumatic experiences that must have shaped you to be who you are today. So, there was a time in my life where I thought I had lost it all, even in this marriage, right? My marriage is going to clock in 2 years in some few days. So, there were
Sorry,
times when it
wait,
felt,
just hold on. You said you have lost it all in 2 years.
yes, I felt like it. That's the thing. So whatever you perceive yourself is whatever
Ah,
happens. The Bible says
God,
that as a
please,
man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So I perceived it
yeah.
like, okay, I've lost it all. I mean, no job. I was expecting a baby. I had no money. My husband didn't have a job. I didn't know what to do. There was nobody to talk to. Everybody just felt like, oh, expectations again, expectations again. Everybody just felt like, oh, they have it covered. I mean, these guys, they come out looking all dapper and looking all smiley, and they didn't even know what we're going through. To the point of our family members. Yeah, to the point of our family members, they didn't know what was going on. And I was always masking it up with my smile. If you see my smile on a regular day, you won't think that anything was happening to me. You would not know. So somehow, these things were shaping me. But thank God for faith. I mean, I heard what Shane was saying right there. Like, it's good to, tell yourself that you can do this thing, a wise man builds a home, and all of that. But also realize that there's a point where you can only do, like, the strength of a man will only go this far. But when you have the strength of God and seeing how you see yourself, I mean, see yourself how God sees you, I am a sucker for that. How is God seeing me? Even in the midst of all of those things, I still
Ah,
had it in my sense somewhere. Can you still hear me?
uh,
Can you
Yes,
still hear
yes.
me?
Yeah, we can
yes.
hear
Ah,
All right.
God,
So
I
I
beg
still
you.
had it in my head somewhere. I still had it in my head somewhere that I cannot continue my life like this. I cannot continue to see myself like this. There were certain expectations that our in-laws, especially my husband's family, wanted us to have. Imagine your in-law sitting you down and asking you what you want to do for your life. Like, are you sure you guys got married? Like, are they sure that? Are you sure that this was the right decision that you made? Imagine all of those things. So I went through all of those phases, and thankfully, and that's why my ladies, women supporting women, right? But on this aspect, I want to also say that as we face these things, our dearest men also do. They also do. Coming from the aspect of someone that is married, I mean, there were some things I cannot imagine that my husband could not talk to his fellow guy and ask him for some funds, and and the guy is going to send it. But I had a lot of girlfriends that I could just call them and be like, hey, I'm in need and all of that. They won't even ask me any questions. Women supporting women. But it's not like that with the men. So I feel like they even face kind of like you said, it's about money struggles, but sometimes it's affecting them internally, making them feel like they are not good enough, making them feel like there is nothing anybody can say. I know you remember me may be happy with this
Ah,
thing, but
what's wrong with Rebecca? Why? No, I'm not happy because like I'm not happy, but like
Yeah.
it's different strokes for different folks. What you guys face is different from what, like you said, like you're going through something in your marriage, but you could speak to somebody about it. Your husband could not because it will feel like
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. Like it's not just about finances. Even like not that one. That's what I was trying to explain to Shemu. Not being able to provide or feeling that need of inadequacy is enough to give any man some kind of depression or anxiety or pressure that it's not beyond his own capabilities, something like that. So um Joke,
Yeah.
I appreciate everything that you've said. I just want to, because I'm trying to save you guys' time, like I said. Um, Now that you said all this, like, do you not think that women feel pressure to be the strong one in their families, in relationships, in the home?
All right. So I'll take us back to the scriptures again.
Ah,
So there's nothing like you have to give your life to Christ to make this life worth living. So yeah, that's me.
I didn't.
Um Whoever that is hearing this, know God and know God for yourself. I mean, I think one of my ladies already mentioned it. Know God and know God for yourself. Otherwise, you just be tossed here and there. So back to our question. So one thing that I believe is that to whom much is given, much is expected. I used to tell anybody that cares to know that ladies are wiser than men. It's not something that you can go anywhere and go and find. See, I'm raising a boy child now. God is going to bless me with other kids. But I see that there were some children that we gave birth to at the time I gave birth to my son as well. And I'm seeing them already, like, there was a time I was expecting my child to walk and he's not walking yet. There's a time I was expecting my child to do ba 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 ba. He's not doing that yet. It just formed that thing that this is a stamp that ladies are wiser. I see ladies, I
no,
see
you
the
can't say wiser. Calm down first.
no,
You can't
we
say
are. Our
no. I
brains
didn't
are
say
wired that way. You can't, it's
okay.
not something you can know. You can't, and that's why I'm going to
I'm
take
not
us
saying
back
you
to the
cannot.
scripture. And that's why I'm going to take us back to
Okay.
the scripture here. So in Genesis, when Eve, she succumbed to the serpent and listened to her, to listen to him or listen to it. Now, there was a part the man is supposed to play that he failed. Yes. Was he not supposed to say, where did you get this thing from? Why are you sure? He left. I mean, where was he when Serpent was talking to us? Like, where were you guys? What were you
Where did she
doing?
walk to? Where did Ale carry her
So,
to? Where the serpent was?
so that
Well, you know
brings
that
it
it's
to
your
the
two legs
fact,
go to where the serpent is now. Have
that
you?
brings me, jokes apart though, that brings me to the part where
Have you?
the ladies, I mean, look at us. We have so much expectation. We have to be right. We have to be this. It's a standard that our mothers and our foremothers and all of those things have set for themselves, and we just have to walk in it. We have to walk in it. The Proverbs 31 woman, people forget that it was a man that they were talking to at the beginning, 1 to 10. But 10 to 31 is the one that we are, glorifying, that the Proverbs 30. How about the Proverbs 31 man? How about that? So I feel like
But
we should
turning
tend
to
to
the teaching is.
I feel like we should balance things, and that's where I'm coming in now.
Mm.
We balance it with the men, we balance it with the women as well, so that everybody will do their equal. I don't believe in gender equality and all of those things. However, you
So,
cannot carry child for 9 months in your belly as a man. It's not possible. I cannot carry family life, family affair, going out to go and carry cement on my head and be doing pom pom and all of those things, hard task and all of those things that you guys do. I cannot do it. So let's recognize our roles and embrace our roles and love
mm.
whatever we are doing, and complement each other. And that's why I
Mm.
will never be a party to women, gender, we are better than you guys, we are more than no. There's a functioning role that we are supposed to work in. And if we don't work in it, somebody will look at single mothers, look at single fathers. Nobody begs to be single. Like, I mean, not unmarried people now. People that were married and now later left and then, nobody asked for that. Some things must have
Mm.
happened. Now, if these things were properly corrected before marriage, there won't be all of these things. Yes, if they were
Mm.
properly corrected, there are some things I cannot start doing in my marriage now because I feel like, I don't fuck up. Oh, don't allow. Now you mess up because we had conversations before getting married. So I cannot expect that things that I didn't talk about before. For example, sorry that we are getting
Well,
a bit.
you're looking at the time.
Sorry,
You're giving examples
sorry.
again. Okay.
So there's a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine. I just got a job actually. So there's a friend of mine that was already talking about the job that, oh, this job doesn't allow, is not going to allow me to have time for my kid and for my husband. And then the husband is saying that I can't allow you to travel from all the way from Awoyaya in Lekki in I think Ajasa itself down to Ilupeju where our workplace is. I can't allow you to go that far with my baby. Of course, there's scratch. Now I was not explaining. The Holy Spirit just told me to go down to the root of this issue. And I asked her, I said, what were the conversations you had with your husband? I'm married is talking 3 years, by the way. What were the conversations you had with your husband prior to getting married? He knows I'm a career woman. He knows I'm always pushing. I said, did you properly have these conversations? That okay, when we give birth, so this is where we are going to put our children. Oh, this is how we are going to do things. So I'm a person of planning. I plan a lot. However, I know
Mm.
that God's plans prevail. Yes, but do your own
Th-
parts.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
I told her, what are you going to? But like, you should have had this conversation. Now we are going to do damage control because you have to yeah, like you will beg and explain yourself and make him understand that you didn't do these things on your, that is where your workplace is. You try to negotiate with your boss or your line manager or your supervisor and explain things so that you don't lose your home and you don't lose your
Thank you.
peace. So yeah,
Thank you very much.
um thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to move to the last. What do you say? Are you
No,
saying
I just
something?
said thank you. No,
No,
no, no.
that was actually yeah. That was actually nice. I want to move to the last segment so we can end the whole thing. So like, Rebecca. So with all that she has said now, how can women now create safe spaces to talk openly about these insecurities, the struggles, and do you now see that vulnerability as a strength or a weakness when it comes to healing? Because we have to heal, we have to move on with our lives, be able to move beyond the struggles that we see today so that we can have um, a better understanding of how to handle it tomorrow. And also, we are living an example of how ladies coming behind you guys can be able to see these insecurities and these struggles and handle it in a better way that you guys have handled it so far. The same way the women that went before you guys handled it also. Like you said before, it's like different generation, different struggles, different problems facing different. I'm not sure the PCOS was rampant in the days of our mothers, right? Than it is now. So these are new developments that are happening daily that most people don't know about. So how can women create safe spaces to talk openly about all these things? And do you now see these vulnerabilities as strengths and or weakness where when it comes to healing?
I don't know if I would say PCOS was not rampant back in our mother's days. I think it might be or it was, but it would just be a thing of maybe it was not diagnosed or they
Oh,
didn't know
okay, yeah.
what it was called.
Okay, yeah. I agree with that.
I think it would because I don't think it's the internal something. I don't think there's
Mm,
anything our generation is doing differently that is making it rampant now than then.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
also in terms of like what was the question again?
How women can create safe spaces to talk.
I feel like we can create safe space to talk because I believe nobody can understand us the way we would understand ourselves. And as much as we can come and be like, oh, this is what I go through monthly, or even let's take pregnancy, for example. A woman can be like, oh, this is what I went through during pregnancy that a man might never be able to understand. He
Yeah.
can try and try his best to understand it, but kò lè yé dáadáa. So I believe
Mm.
we that we know each other, because I have personally not gotten pregnant, but I've seen someone very close to me get pregnant, and I know how much of a big deal it is.
Mm.
And we can support each other. We can create like platforms like this. For example, I've
The
enjoyed
WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group, Telegram group. We can have like a community. And I think we've seen more of that
Yeah.
Yeah.
lately, where people just come and it's just like, oh, just us girls, just us women.
Yeah.
Women are just coming to share, what, like just openly talk about their struggles.
Mm.
And like what we also discussed earlier, body positivity. I know body image is something that a lot of women, struggle with, both young ladies. In fact, I think even married people, like it's just everywhere, and when you're
Mm.
young, you and your friends, you're in the stage of competing for attention of men. Oh, this one gets more men more than this one.
Shame, is
Oh,
that true? Ah, really?
sometimes that's not all the case, but
But
like there's always a thing of, oh, men, men,
I want
men.
to
You see
confirm from your
women.
other women now. Is
No, no,
that
no.
Well,
true?
I do experience that, but is
You're not
yeah,
competing
a
for
lot of
men.
people would have experienced
A
it.
lot of
Yeah.
people do. And it's just
Oh,
like, oh, this one
Yeah.
gets more men attention. Oh, men,
ah,
men, 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 men. This one, men are
ah,
spending on this one. Men are not spending on that one.
really?
Hold on, that's not the only thing I'm going to say. Calm down. I will wrap it up now. So,
Mm.
like different phases of life. So sometimes for some women, their value is built on how men see them. So if a
Mm.
man, if they're able to like attract so many attention from men, then they know that, oh, that means they are valued. So that's why you see women having, to change, their physique, change their face, change their body, and try and enhance to just appeal. I mean, many of them say they do it for themselves.
And it's a
But
lie, Abi.
anyways, I
In
don't
the real
I don't think so.
sense, it's for acceptance that we
I
don't
It's
don't
for
need.
men. It's for men. Not men
Yeah,
necessarily, but for validation,
yeah,
for
it's
Yeah.
validation.
acceptance.
That's the word.
know.
For to, because I don't know who said, because the thing is, I was discussing something with my friend in Nigeria, for example. The
Mm.
standard of beauty will be somebody that is thick. You be seeing men be like, I don't want to be with someone that is bony. I don't want to be with somebody that I want to be sleep with someone that be like, I have sleeping with a man. I don't want it to be like, I want it to be somebody that has flesh. I want somebody that has hips, that has bum bum. That's the standard of beauty. Then you go abroad. The standard of beauty is not thick women. No. The standard
It's
of
what?
beauty is size 6.
Mm.
In fact, the slimmer you are, the fitter, they call it fit,
Child.
they would call you. So I'm not like,
Mm-hmm.
imagine you as a lady, you are
Child.
living in Nigeria. You do all the best you can to do BBL, to have bum bum, to take drugs to make you grow fat and everything. Then you now go to a place like say China, or you come to a place like the US, and the standard of beauty has changed. So will you now take out all the things you've put to
Mm.
conform again to that new standard of beauty? Say you now move to a place like say the UK, and they call it this slim thick. That one where you are slim, but you still
I
have
don't know
this
what they
thing.
call it.
So we not like, I'm like, imagine you're having to change who you are to fit, different narratives. Anyways, to not digress too much, I just believe we as women, we already, I feel like we've come a long way
Mm.
in, having this community, having this platform,
Yeah.
having these
Mm.
groups where we can talk about things. And like,
Mm.
for example, postpartum, even the process of pregnancy is something that is not easy at all. Like, it's a lot of changes happening in your mind, in your body, in your everything. Sometimes you're looking at the mirror, you're not like recognizing who you're seeing. Some women, they change massively. Their nose, for example, can triple in size. Their color, like so many things will just like happen. And as much as sometimes the men be like, oh, we support you, we understand, sometimes they don't
You see, we don't
do,
judge. Have
or
you?
they can try to. So I just feel like, yeah, I think we can do more with
Have you?
what I can think we can do going forward is have more, safe space for women to, talk and be
Mm.
themselves and
Yeah.
share
Thank you.
their
Thank
struggles.
you. Thank you so much. We listen, we don't judge now, have you? My own. I just have two more questions, and that's it. Yeah, because we have to look at the time. So Shem, what role do friendships, partners, or family now play in either building or breaking a woman's self worth or esteem?
Yeah, so for
Please, you have to wrap it up so that we can. I want to finish before. Yeah, I don't know, before an hour, so that we can.
I think first off, the most important one is family, because before you start making friends or before you decided to say, oh, I want to settle down, or I want to, someone is marrying me, I'm becoming someone's wife, your first, the first form of interaction you get is from your family, right?
Yeah,
So, and that's where the care, majorly the caregiver, which would be the parents, is very, very, very important. Like the form of trust or love that comes from the primary giver of, in this instance we're talking about a woman, is very important, because that's why you see like a lot of dysfunctional women, to be honest, is as a result of the upbringing. And that's why you see like most women don't have like secure, there's something they call attachment style, don't have
Mm.
like a secure attachment style because of the way they've been raised. And then a woman then grows up in the society. So before this society even starts like suggesting things to a child or a girl child or a woman, whatever they first learn is from family, right? So it's very important to have like that solid caregiver
foundation.
relationship foundation. It's very important to have love for home first, because that would then determine like how you would like relate or accept whatever is coming out from society, even your friends, your partner. So having said that, like for instance, I have like a few friends that they often like talk about like maybe like how like their the kind of upbringing they had like with their parents, like someone had once told me that the reason why they have like anxious attachment style is because of their relationship with their partner, right? And this kind of then stems or like affect like how a woman relates with
Mm,
other people. So and
yeah,
then when you are not talking about you're talking about friendship or partner, you see that
Yeah.
some people, because of
Yeah,
how
so
they've grown, they kind of then like attract some certain type of men, even some certain type of friendship. So if you are not careful, whatever you learn or that have been transmitted to you as a woman or a girl child, like when you were growing up, you tend to start living that kind of life. And then if you were not safe as a child, if you're somebody that you didn't have a safe space with your parents, it's then very hard for you to have a safe space with a
Yeah,
friend,
total thing is
to have
small.
a safe
So I want
space with
to
a
add to
partner
this
or
personality. So I will use
husband.
the
You
remaining
get
it's okay.
remaining
so
time. So that's why I have
I think it's something that is important. Like as we will start like being like new generational mothers or father, or when
Yeah,
we have our family, or for those that already have family, it's very important like how you relate to your child, the kind of love you have for them, the way you show them that yes, they are important. There's a way you need to see them, like they need to feel seen, so that
thank
they
you.
don't then go out there and start looking for love in the wrong places, or then not even being able to have like trust people enough to be able to then have like say, oh, let me make this person my safe space so they can open up to those people. So like
Mm,
in then terms of friendship, yeah, I think for friends, there are friends that would actually give you that safe space. But friendship, they say like something, all relationship goes through the test of time. But for friendship, like it's something that you have to like observe. You have to observe people over the time. So if you see that someone normally would, not even just you, if you have a friend that generally they just like to pull people down, I think that's not like somebody that you even want to have in your place, like
yeah,
in your life. So you don't even want to have them in your space, not talk of making them a safe space. But if you have good friends, like they can be like your safe space, and people that you know that when you speak to, they will not judge you. Yeah. There are friends like that that will give you like that emotional support. Even in this world today, there are many, like a lot of people wants to, there's something they call pick me. Pick me attitude is when a girl is trying to act like they are better than another girl, like just for the opposite gender to like see them in some form of light, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that it's very important to have good friends. Like you want to have friends that can, and I would also say it's not just important to just have friends. You have to have friends that align with your values. You have to, if you say you're a Christian, you should have godly friends. Because there's no point having like friends that don't align with your values. So
Oh,
if
okay.
you have godly friends, you know that these people, when you talk to them, because they have the fear of God in them, it's not
Mm.
like you are discussing with them now and then the whole world is going to be hearing about it, like immediately you tell them. So this kind of friends will also be able to give you, because they already know what you go through as a woman. So if I'm a woman, I
Mm.
already know what another man can go through, and then I have the God factor in me.
Mm.
Then they can also give you godly counsels. Some of these things, yeah, I know there are mental health issues. There are some of these things you can also pray about them. Chicken. So like,
Mm.
so that is very important. Then in terms of partner, I believe that men should, beyond just saying, oh, like you said, I understand that like when a man is not financially doing well, yeah, it can affect them mentally. Yes, but beyond that, they should also learn and become. I know is hard because some of these things is something that you pick up like when you are growing up.
Mm.
Because our parents, if you look at it, not like our fathers are bad, but it's something they probably pick up too. But they just don't think like being that nurturing, very empathetic is what is expected of them, right? And why some men are already picking that up, I think more men should lean towards being nurturing and empathetic. Yeah, you may not fully, as a man, you may not fully understand what your friend, a female friend, or your wife, or even women that you don't even know, or in your workplace, what they are going through. But being kind is something that, if you are just kind to them, is something that can go a long way. You don't
Yes.
Mm.
fully need to understand, oh, what this person is going through. But if you are just kind and you just show that you care, like that goes a long way, to be honest. So I think for me, men can also be a safe space in that way. I have male friends that they are kind people. They are not looking to, maybe you share something with them and then they just want to take advantage of someone. Like more men should lean towards that. And I believe if we have those, if we have like um less dysfunctional families, godly counsel, like godly friends, and you have kind partners, like kind men in your life, I think that would help a woman. Yeah.
Thank you. Ah, this is very good. Thank you so much. You said what to do for 5 minutes. You people have spoken for an hour, and I was telling you. But this is nice. So for the final question, is a two-part question that I want each and every one of you to answer. So I'll start from Rebecca, then Shehu, then Joke. And so, what's one practical thing women can do today to stop, like very quickly, so that we can end the program? And and so, what's one practical thing women can do today to stop suffering in silence? And that's the first part of the question. And what do you now want every woman listening to remember about her value and identity?
One thing a woman can do to stop suffering in silence would be to speak about it, grow in your intimacy with the Holy Spirit, grow in your walk with God, and yeah, just have good community around you, be it community in friends, be it in family, be it in therapists, like one of my sisters said earlier. Or just like talk about it. And if you don't like talking about it, you can journal about it. You can, there's something I usually do that works for me. I can just switch on a video and be talking to the video. So even though there's no person I'm talking to at the back of the video, I'm just talking to the video as if I'm talking to someone, and I find that it helps. And what's the second question again?
I said, what do you now want every woman listening to you to remember about her value and identity?
Um, about our value and identity. Every woman is unique in their own way. We don't need to compete against one another. So I find out sometimes that people will be like, oh, maybe it's even as bad as say someone is pregnant and the person cannot walk or do anything during pregnancy. You see people making them feel less of themselves by telling them, oh, when so and so was pregnant, the person was agile, the person was this, the person did not put their self down like you. So I'm just, my advice to women would be like, you're doing amazing. You're doing well. You're doing great. You're doing perfect. And yeah, we are beautiful. Whichever shape, whichever size you come in, if you're a size 20, if you're a size 8, if you're a size 15, if you're a size 10, we are all amazing. Don't let the world tell you otherwise. So yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
it.
Thank you. Sharon, you want to go next?
Yeah, so I think I said most of the answered part of this question,
So we can start the second part then. Like, what do you want every woman listening to remember about herself, her values, her identity? You know.
yeah, so in terms of values, yeah, like it's more of knowing that you are different from another woman, you're different from every other woman, and you are unique in yourself, um, and to always remember that you are wonderfully and fearfully made in the image
Thank
of,
you.
God. So there's no point like just chasing like doing all this rat race. Yeah, I understand there may be cases where Rebecca was talking
Okay,
about
your
whether you come in a size 4, a size 6, size 20, or size 30. But yeah, while I understand that, like, if you think yours is maybe it stems generally from like bad lifestyle, yeah, because some people normally they would just be a size 10. Maybe they just overheat or they just overfeed. If you think it's something that is within your capability, yeah, you can work out. You don't need to do too much. You can
mm,
decide to have like healthy eating habits. That does not mean you're comparing yourself to other people. Yeah, you just believe that, oh, maybe you overeat or you don't eat healthy foods, or maybe you eat late nights. Yeah, if those are things that you feel like, oh, you should do better at, yeah, by all means you could. But like, if you then think, oh, you are actually normally a size 8, and then you start wishing for something else. No, you need to learn to know that, oh, you are different from that
mm,
person, and you are beautiful just the way you are. And
yeah.
another thing I always doubt, the last thing I would say is to a woman or to women is, don't try to be a man. You are not a man. Don't try to be men. Don't try to form, oh, because the truth is, when the God that created a man and women have like, he knows what he's doing, right? God is not an author of confusion. So women should learn to stop basically trying to be a man. Don't try to compete. Yeah, women compete against women. They compete against men. I would say, yeah, maybe in workplaces you want to do well. Yeah, that's different. But like when it comes to then in family, women will say, oh, they want to be head of the home. Like you don't need all of that. You are unique. Embrace yourself, embrace your personality, yeah, and embrace God.
Mm.
Ta-da.
Um, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate. I think Jockey has left us. I think so. Let's hold on. I'm coming. Oh, Jockey, you're there. Okay. So I need to just ask you, and please let's just make it snappy so that we can finish in those 2 minutes. So, if you could tell yourself or your younger self one thing about self confidence, what will it be? So that we can wrap up the program. Your
Let me get the
speaker, we
question
cannot
again.
hear you.
Let me get the
I
question
said
again.
if you could tell your younger self one
Yeah.
thing about self worth and confidence, what would it be?
Okay, my younger self and anybody listening is to first of all know that your identity is in Christ Jesus and not in
Mm,
any man and not in whatever anybody tells you. There is no point trying to validate some certain comments or trying to think less of yourself. It is not,
mm,
it will not help you. It will not help you. Know fully well that you can actually be whoever God has created you to be in by believing in yourself, trusting in God, and embracing yourself. There's a difference between knowing yourself and embracing yourself. First, it starts with knowing. You have to know who you are and then embrace that person. Embrace and don't feel like, oh, you have to be somebody else. You have to, okay, for example, now my other ladies that are on the call, there's a way, what's her name, Shion's hair is styled, and I feel like, I didn't even style my own hair very well. It should have been better. No, you don't need that. Embrace your originality and receive help. It's okay to also give help, but receive it. For instance, you cannot overwork yourself and do like a jet li in your place of work when you can actually, oh, can you please help me do this thing? Can you help me do this thing? Receive help. Even when it looks like you got it covered, receive help. So yeah, those are just a few things there's more, but because of
no,
our
I
time.
don't.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I really want to appreciate Rebecca, yeah, Sheung, and Joke. Thank you so much, honestly, for taking our time. I know I had to follow you guys back to back to back to make this happen, and I'm really grateful that you guys are here today. Honestly, you guys have an open invitation to come at any time. I still have another topic that I want to discuss with you guys and some other ladies, and I'm really grateful that yes, we could talk about this openly. So to every woman listening today, you guys are not your struggles, you are not the doubts in the mind, the scars on your heart, or the pressure society wants to place on your shoulders. You are more than enough. Even on days you feel like you're not barely holding it together, the silent battles you guys fight do not make you weak, they make you humans. And sharing them doesn't even make you a burden, it makes you brave, because healing begins the moment we decide to stop pretending we are okay when we are not. So just wanted to remind you that it's okay to ask for help. Like Joker said, it's okay to rest, it's okay to take off the mask of perfection, just be a real person. You deserve safe spaces to talk about things that bother you. You deserve peace. You deserve to know that your worth isn't tied to how much you do or how perfect you are player. And I wanted to thank you guys once again for joining me on this conversation. We are live on YouTube every Mondays by 6 p.m. We want for share this episode with a sister, a friend, a mother, a daughter who might need to hear these words, or your friend. So as you go into the rest of the week, we want to carry this truth with you. You are worthy, you are loved, you are never alone. So thank you guys. To subscribe on our podcast, it's live at Lifetalkpod with Bami on YouTube. You can follow us on those other social media platforms on Instagram, on TikTok. We're coming to you every week from 6 p.m. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Till next time.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye,
Bye.
Bye.
everyone.
Bye everyone.